Today we're talking Leica Q3, what we like, don't like about it, and we're going to tell you everything that you need to know before you buy it. Alright, so let's kick things off by talking about the heart of this beauty, which is its 60 megapixel PSI CMOS sensor. Now this is not just any sensor, it's the same one that we can find in the Leica M11. With its high resolution, the Q3 is a perfect companion for detail-oriented kind of application like landscape or architectural photography. But what truly sets the Leica Q3 apart is its unique approach and ability to emulate various focal lengths using different crop factors. You can emulate 35, 50, 75 or 90mm with different crop factors and answer different kind of needs and application in your everyday photography. In terms of design, the Leica Q3 takes a minimal approach with one dial on the top for your shutter speed, going from 1 to 2000. You also have an extra dial here that you can assign, for example, to your ISO so that you're able to control your ISO, shutter speed, and aperture directly on your camera. So this is very appreciated for street photographers or people who want to have direct control of their exposure triangle on their camera. In terms of image quality, while the Leica Q3 does not disappoint, it provides you with extremely vivid and deep colors, extreme sharpness because this lens is specifically designed for this sensor, which is why it produces such great results. And you can see the luxury aspect of the Leica Q3 in all the files that are produced with this camera. Now for all of you video enthusiasts out there, the Leica Q3's got your back because with DCI 8K recording support at up to 30 frames per second internally, 4K recording at up to 60 frames per second, you will be able to basically have all the video capabilities that you need. But that's not all, because the Q3 even offers ProRes 422HQ recording internally, so you can achieve top-notch video quality at full HD resolution and frame rates up to 60p. We've covered quite a lot of information that we love about the Q3, but what is there to dislike about it? Well, first of all, I feel like the Leica Q3 is a bit slow to turn off and turn on. So if you are in the moment and you don't want to miss a shot, if your camera is turned off, it might take a little bit of time for you to be able to shoot. And at this price point, you would expect this camera not to have basically any limitation for you. Secondly, the camera is still very front heavy. Now, while the camera is overall compact and the lens itself also is pretty compact, when you put the camera on a stand or on your desk or whatever, you will see that the camera is very heavy, which can induce basically most of the weight put on the front of the lens. So this is something that plays against its luxury and design heavy camera. Third, I would say that I would have appreciated a little bit deeper grip. Now, not necessarily going with traditional grip that you can see on other cameras, but a little deeper here way to put my thumb in. But oftentimes, because right now it's also summer in Japan, if your hands get a little bit wet, it gets harder to grip this camera, even though in the front you have those kind of motifs that allows you to grip better. And finally, the fact that it is very minimal and the fact that the battery is so close to your finger oftentimes means that you will feel the heat on your hand. And in summer right now, especially if you have wet hands, if you're hot, if you have some sweat on your hands, and under the camera, under your hands, you also have extra heat, it doesn't help in the field. So this is something by design, it is a bit complicated to tackle because you don't have much surface between you and the battery, but this is something that is noticeable. Alright, so who is this camera for? I would say that this camera is still for photographers mostly because of its slick and minimal design. I don't think that heavy videographers will find what they want here, but you will also be able to have very good video capabilities with it, with its 8K, ProRes, 4K 60 functionalities. Now, is it for everyone? Absolutely not. This is a $6,000 camera. This is kind of a luxury item for photographers who really want that minimal look, who are kind of in love with the Leica design and the Leica brand and the Leica feel. The Leica philosophy is that less is more, and you can definitely feel it when you use this camera. You don't have to think too much about focal length, you don't have to think too much about settings. I think that this camera is a great camera for every photographer if you can afford it. Thank you for watching Pro News. Let us know down in the comment if you have any question about the Q3. And if you've missed it, check out this video right here where I talk about the Lumix S52X. See you there.